Hi guys! It's been raining all morning, and with the hot sun and the rain, you can tell, you can imagine. Um, growing up, when um, when there used to be rain and sun at the same time, we always said, "Mbomo the born for bush." It's like I don't even know how that relates to each other, but they always say, "Hey, rain is falling, sun is shining, Mbomo the born for bush." Let me sing it the way that we usually sang it when I was growing up. I say, rain the fall, sun the shine, bomo the born for bush. Ask me what that meant. I can't even explain. Boma is python. So it's like when it's raining and sunning at the same time, then the python is having a baby. I don't know how that how that relates. So it's another day, and I wanted to talk a little bit about something that has so much stigma in society, whereas anybody can find themselves in that same situation. When I think about homelessness, I used to question why healthy, strong men or women could find themselves in that kind of situation. And this is typical of the Western world, where the the perception is that everybody who is in the Western world, or everybody who lives in the Western world, is wealthy. Like, there is no way you can tell anybody in my country that those who live abroad, they lack anything. There is no way they can understand that. There is no way they can believe you. Never. No matter how you try to explain that concept, they don't believe you. They don't believe that you can still be lacking in finances. So they feel like, well, you can even literally sweep money from the streets. Like, they don't believe that anybody who lives abroad does not have money. So when they demand from you, the expectation is that as soon as they request, as soon as they demand, which sometimes that is how the voice comes out, as soon as they demand, they expect an immediate response. So, as someone who lives abroad, I see how people work hard for their money. I see how um, hardworking men and women make money, but you still can't have it in your pocket. It's kind of tricky because those who live in third world countries, and let me give typical example, my country, and I know this applies to a lot of African countries or third world countries. um when you work, if you are employed and you earn your money, all of that money goes to your pocket. You don't have to pay any taxes directly from the amount that you earn. Or when you shop, you don't have to pay taxes on anything. I know there are other Western countries that when you go to a supermarket, and the price tag that is on the items, what you see there is what you pay. But there are other countries, typically Canada, America, when you buy something, you have to calculate the tax on top of that. So I was even embarrassed when I first came to Canada, and I went to the shop. I wanted to buy chips. I was so excited. I saw it $1.75, and I counted $1.75. I gave it to the cashier, and they said, no, it's not enough. It's I think it said $2 something, and I'm like, but why? Look at the price tag. It says $1.75, and that's exactly what I gave you. And they're like, no, you have to pay taxes on it. That was my first aha moment. Ah, shocker. So I learned from there that don't just see a price tag on an item and pay the exact amount. You have to pay taxes on every single item that you purchase. So looking at that, and yes, there is money in the Western world. When you work hard, you earn your income, the bills that come um, with it. That is what makes people remain poor or continuously struggle with finances. We're talking about huge house rents. One bedroom apartment is nothing less than um, is nothing less than 300, 400,000 francs. And you're talking about other bills like your cell phone bill, your home bill, hydro, electricity, gas, which is cooking. And then you're talking about your personal, if you have a car, you're talking about the car insurance, you're talking about the monthly gas that you put in the car. If you don't have insurance on your car, you cannot drive it. It has to have it. And then you also have other challenges like child support for those couples who are no longer together. This is based on who makes more money or who has custody of the child. So you get to pay if it's a woman who has the custody of the child, the man has to pay. If it's the other way around, the other person has to pay based on your income. Now, here is the thing. A lot of well-to-do, educated people who had a stable life are in the streets today because of little things like this. Child support, they don't care if you don't have custody of that child, you have to support them. And the amount that is usually demanded, it's outrageous. It frustrates some people to the point where they prefer to stay unemployed um, instead of working so hard every single month and paying everything for debts. I did not even mention credit cards, because when you have that credit card, you're thinking you have money, which is not your money, it's the bank's money, but you have access to this money and you continuously use. When it's time to pay back, you can't. And it just traps you. So some people give up along the way and decide to just go to the streets, because when you're there, maybe people are passing by, they're providing you with, I don't know, daily supplies. Or if you're living in a shelter, you have your daily meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and they provide you with like a little bit of your hygiene kit for your hygiene needs. It's just terrible how we label homelessness, because, like I said, all these reasons that I am mentioning here, it's not because these individuals do not want to live in a home of their own or they don't want to have a job. It's because they are trapped with all of these needs, all of these demands around them, that makes them to give up and say, you know what, I would rather stay in the streets than go through all of this. So I decided to test how it really feels to be homeless, because I already know I work with a lot of individuals who are facing societal barriers, and I cannot understand it enough until I try it myself. So I decided to go into the streets to see how that felt. And there was no other day that I could choose other than a day that is going to be a challenge, because I needed it to be that way. It was a rainy day, and I took my son with me because I needed that experience to be impactful. So I hope you enjoy the trend of things. Just watch along.